Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
And welcome back to another episode of Great Morning. I'm your host, Christian Murmur, Murms, Murmdog, whatever the fuck you want to call me. And to the bottom of my computer screen, we have our in-studio comedian, Topazkin Chubbs Way Chuck. How you doing, bro?
Man, real good. Just recovering from this week-long trip, coming back from Vegas.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
That shit was lit, man. Went to
Mhm.
Shaq's party. Shaq DJ'd.
Did you
Went to
meet
Kevin
Shaq?
Hart- Yeah. Kevin Hart's birthday party. That shit was dope. Almost got into a fight
Really? Why?
because some girl walked up. I was dancing like I always do because I'm lit like that. And then some girl was like behind me and she just got to pushing me or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, like, the nice guy I am, I say, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. I'm gonna move. And then she gets to pushing me again. So then my wife goes, hey, what the fuck, bitch? And then all her friends started pulling up and surrounding them and everything. And then they move in front of us and then they start backing into us. And I'm like, all right, now this is what we're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to go underneath, push her into the bars, and then we're gonna have to escape into the crowd. Like, we just gotta, that's what's gonna happen. We gotta get violent. But we ended up not getting violent. The Kevin Hart party was actually pretty dope.
Hell yeah. Well, that's good to
Yeah.
hear. I'm glad you
Made
had
some
fun.
poker, made
Oh,
some
yeah.
money.
How much money did you make?
Just $600.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you left there with money instead of losing
Yeah.
money,
Yeah.
That's the good thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
fuck. I'm going to Vegas and I don't even gamble and I end up losing money. That place is just an expensive place to hang out.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas in a couple of weeks to get married. So there you go.
Oh, fuck yeah. Where are you getting married?
Well, one of the chapels.
The what's the Elvis one? The fuck. Graceland.
All of them.
Oh no, I'm not doing an expensive one.
No, I don't think that it's like $50 or $100 or something.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, just like Elvis comes out, he sings 2 songs, then he gets you married.
Shit. I want to go.
They have a Taco Bell one, a wedding at the Taco Bell Cantina, and it's $777. But you get a full wedding and a bouquet of hot sauces.
That sounds like a terrible time. Like,
Actually, in Vegas, if you have not been to the Taco Bell Cantina, it is one of the hot spots.
Oh yeah, no, that place is cool, but I mean, a wedding there, I don't know. That's like every girl's dream, I guess.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, that's.
I didn't say it was a girl.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, sorry, I'm
man,
thinking
if it's-
myself.
If it's not a
I'm
girl,
inviting Chuck. It's going to be me and Chuck is what it's going to be.
Oh, there you go, my
Yeah,
man.
fuck,
My man, you getting married in Vegas at Taco Bell? I ask you how your week was going, and you don't tell me you're getting married at Taco Bell. Shit, that's important. you, should,
American dream.
you should tell your friends this stuff. Where'd you get married? Well, listen, before you freak out, all right?
Yeah.
Really nice. I'm just gonna start off by saying that. It was really nice. They had a bouquet and everything. Oh yeah, what was the bouquet of? Well, you know how there's like mild hot fire in Diablo? Like, are you talking about Taco Bell hot sauce right now? Yeah, so the wedding was at Taco Bell. Like, how do you tell people that shit? Oh man.
I've seen him wedding there.
Wow. Yeah. No, you know what? I would also like to go to that wedding. I would like to, if someone's getting married at Taco Bell, I'd be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm coming. I'll come to that. I'll see that. I'll check that shit out.
So let
That
me
sounds
cut a
great.
cake of chalupas. I'm in there.
Yeah. And they just like, I'm sure they like have maybe like a not a buffet, but maybe they have like food out and they just got like everything out and you can just take what you want. Get a fucking quesarito.
I'm sure it's well catered.
Yeah. I'm sure it's fantastically catered. You said it's a $750 wedding.
$777. Triple seven for Vegas.
All right. Well, if anyone's looking to get married and wants some Taco Bell and not, a fair price for a wedding, there you go, right there. Fucking Taco Bell. That's probably actually nicer than we're thinking. We should probably look at a video later. But yeah, it sounds pretty cool. Well, anyway, Chuck, it's always great to hear from you, my friend. You look like you're fucking laughing. How's your your eyes are all watery? You laughing too hard? What's happening over there?
Well, I'm drinking this like new brandy by like Stella Rosa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew. Isn't that like
'cause
cheap
I'm like semi ghetto, so I like
brandy
Stella Rosa.
from Stella Rosa? Oh,
And,
that doesn't. Oh,
and for some reason, it just burns the tip of my tongue, but not the rest of my tongue.
Are you sticking the tip of your tongue in the drink before you drink it?
No,
Oh,
no, you sip it, but it has to pass every part of your tongue.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
I think I understand. All right. Well, I hope you and hopefully the more you drink it, hopefully the better it gets. That's usually what happens with alcohol. So I hope that's what happens for you here. You're kind of
Maybe my
staring
tongue
at it.
got cut by a pube or something.
It got cut by a pube? What?
Yeah, you're in Vegas.
Oh, you're
Sharp regrowth.
oh, your tongue. Gotcha. Like a paper cut. Gotcha. All right. Well, hell yeah. Well, great, man. Hey, I'm glad you had fun in Vegas. But we actually have a guest with us today. Did you know that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's here. He's here right now. You heard him talk before. This is actually a first-time guest. This is the first time we've had him on. I believe Chuck, you've already met you know this man, correct?
Yes.
Before I introduce him. You already know him. All right, so we're going to talk about
Sitting in
that.
my top 5.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce him right now. He is El Conquistador himself, Danny Minch. How you doing today, bro?
I am amazing. I'm just living the dream of, just being a white guy in Fowler, California, the only white guy in Fowler, California. So right now,
How does that happen?
a lot of Mexican people there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I just meant, how do you happen to just be the only white person there, though?
I drove in. Found a Starbucks parked on the side of it.
There you go. Fucking love to hear it. Sounds fantastic.
Starbucks, though, you can't be the only white person there.
No, I was the only white person in the Starbucks.
I didn't know Mexicans like
Yeah, not even the manager. Like, it's very, very Mexican here in Fowler.
Well, hell yeah. Well, yeah. Where is that? Is that like outside of LA or something?
Oh no, it's outside of Fresno.
Okay.
Fresno, California. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, man, I'm glad you're here, but I want to go ahead and ask Chuck here how you two have already met in the past. How'd that happen?
Oh, so I ended up was doing some open mics.
Mm-hmm.
And one of like the guy I was doing open mics with told me about the shows that he would run. And so I went to watch the show that he runs, and the shit was fucking hilarious. And I was just, I gotta be able to do that. So I did a bunch of open mics routinely and got on the show. He even helped me write some jokes.
Okay.
Some joke writing little lessons, been a good mentor to me. And then we ended up going out to the club for and that shit was wild. I never been turned down by so many gays in my life.
Well, you didn't ask me. That was the problem.
yeah. It was weird, but
I'm not gay, but I do it as a hobby. So,
of course,
I wasn't even trying to get turned. I mean, a gay rejected me, and I wasn't even trying.
How does that happen? Does just a man walk up to you and be like, "I don't want to fuck you tonight"?
Yeah.
No, he told me my penis was small, and it was like unsolicited information. Like I didn't ask.
I mean, we didn't have pants on, so it was.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how did he know anything about your penis at this point?
He saw it at the urinal.
So
he's reverse psychology. He was hitting on him in reverse, be like, "You got a small penis," and then Chuck pulls it out and goes, "No, it's not," and then he starts sucking on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chuck's like, "Oh, well, it's not gonna be small if you fucking put your mouth on it." Like, fucking, all right, here we go. So this man comes up to you at a urinal and sneaks a cheeky little peek at your thing there, your member, and then uses that information to reject you.
Yeah. And I didn't ask. So it was after we get done peeing or whatever, and we leave, we get back to the dance floor, we're having a good time. And then I see this guy later, probably like maybe 30 minutes later. And he's like, "Saw you at the urinal." I've never seen a black man dick so small. And I said, what the fuck?
Jesus. What a fucking dick. What an
Yeah.
asshole.
He's never seen one because on porn they don't show the small ones. They never do.
Yeah, I feel, in fact, I always felt bad for black guys because, like, I'm sure a lot of them are not huge down there, or, you know, even average, some of them. And I feel like it's just become a stereotype because of porn that every black man is destined to have like a 12-inch penis.
I have heard a story, speaking about Chuck meeting Shaq over the weekend, that his is just there. One of the ladies that was with him, the girl from 21 Jump Street, said that it's just average. And an average penis on a Shaquille O'Neal body has to look minute.
Yeah, I mean, it probably, yeah, on his body itself, it probably, if you took a picture of him, it would look smaller. But then again, it's all based on who's there. So for instance, usually it's not always the case, but usually when a man is with a girl, the girl tends to be a little smaller than that man in some way, right? Either she's just shorter or her hands are smaller. So the penis already looks a little bigger to her than it probably does to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's why I date only women with really tiny hands.
Yeah, because then it's like ginormous.
Yeah, and then when I take a picture of their hands on it to use later, it looks like it's gigantic.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say it looks like a child's hand.
No. Well, let's not go there.
You know what, Danny? Let's start a website, dude. Let's have a midgets only website.
Well, no, let's just hire women with small hands for that sole purpose, to take like glamour shots of guys, use it on their dating sites. Be like, hey, look at this. This is my last girlfriend.
Hell yeah, I love the sound of that.
We're just catfishing everybody.
So that's how you guys met. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad I heard that story, and I'm glad I learned about that unfortunate urinal experience you've had, Chuck. I've never had that experience. I hope I don't ever have that experience. I feel like that's really rude. Someone took the time to look at your dick while you're, privately pissing. That's pretty rough. Yeah, that's fucked up.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great time. But Danny, I want to ask you, for the listeners out there who have never, who don't know who you are yet until the end of this episode. So when did you start getting involved in comedy in general? Like, how long ago was that? When did you start doing all that stuff? And then we can break down, the stand-up, the writing.
I was 39 years old. It was right after my divorce. I'm 55, so whatever the math is on that, that's how long I've been doing it. I was 39, just out of a divorce. I was seeing this young girl that decided that I'd be funny to go up on stage. So I called this agent and I was like, hey, I'm really good at stand-up, which I had never done before. And I was like, I want you to represent me. And he was like, well, I only represent one stand-up comic, and he just turns out to be coming into town right now. So why don't we all meet up at the restaurant at the airport? So we did. And he makes me get up in front of the entire restaurant and do like 3-minute set of stand-up, which I did, and it was god awful. But he was like, hey, you got some chops. Like, I can't. He goes, just getting up in front of all these people and doing that means a lot. He goes, so he directed me to some open mics, and there were none in the area at the time except for music open mics. So we kind of molested the music open mics to do our stand-up, me and the stand-up comic. And
you molested them into it.
Yeah,
that's an interesting term to use.
The singers and musicians did not want us there. We were just they hated us. So after we did it for about a month, it started at that open mic. There was like 10 stand-up comics at the open mic, and they canceled the open mic and then took 2 weeks off and then brought it back as a music only open mic. And then I started my own just comedy only open mic and kind of went from there. And then about 6 years later, I was doing it full time.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you're still in that
haters.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Chuck. What'd you say?
I said musical haters, man.
Musical haters, bro. So you've been at that same place then for about what, 6 years, you said?
6-7 years we've been holding down the fort at Old Town Clovis Chico's. Before that, we were at a place called Mother Mary's. That's where I met Chuck, really at Grog's, which was right next to it. But we ran a couple there, and now in between touring, I have 3-day a week like little comedy club that I book for the venue. So it's kind of fun.
Oh, okay. And so do you, when you're, so you book it, so like, are you the one who other comics talk to, or like if they're doing another open mic, or if there's, straight up comics coming that wanting to perform, you're the one who handles them?
Yeah. So the way we run our open mic is it's not a full out just open mic. What we do is we book a headlining comedian to come in, and then the first part of the show is like a regular comedy show. So we do like an opener, a feature, and a headliner. After the headliner goes on, we switch hosts, and then we do the open mic at the end. So people that come to our shows get like a real comedy show first, and then they get to see the guys that are working their way up. So it's kind of a best of both worlds kind of feel. And then my Friday shows, there's no open mic. It's just national touring comedians that are coming through.
Gotcha. So would you say, in your experience of seeing that over the years, would you ever say that at any point was any of the open mic people, any of them, were they better than the main comedian you had that night?
It doesn't happen often, but
yeah, no, I'm sure.
Well, and here it's an unfair advantage because like the headlining comic gets like 20 minutes or 30 minutes because we do an abbreviated headliner set so that we can get the open micers in, and the open micers get 3 minutes. So the time disparage is not fair on the end of the open micers, but I have seen many of the open micers go on to progress to be better than a lot of these. And those are the guys that I eventually booked to headline the show because they've gotten better than the LA and San Francisco, New York headliners that I have coming through. And everybody has a bad night. Even the best headliner in the world will have a bad night. So, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, I remember listening to an interview a while back with Anthony Jeselnik, and he said usually the first time you ever go up on stage as a comic, you either bomb your first time or you do really well. He thinks like he's never seen anyone just like slide in the middle. He's like, yeah,
like
bomb,
mid,
or you do really well. And he was asking, I remember he was asking a bunch of comedians, and they all agreed with him. And some were like, oh yeah, I bombed my first time, or no, I did really well my first. Yeah. So like people, he doesn't see that middle ground when you first get on stage. It's just like you're either doing terrible or you're doing fucking awesome your first time up there. So yeah, so some of these headliners that you've had, have any of them, I because I've heard stuff like this, I'm just wondering, you don't have to name names, of course, but I've heard that there has been trouble a lot with getting stand-up, like the headliners on time, and just them being like, I don't know, kind of like prima donnas or something, getting them on stage. Has anything like that ever happened with you? Again, you do not have to name names.
I mean, especially since a lot of them are coming from LA. Especially with the rains we had and the storms we had over this winter, we had to cancel a couple of comedians just completely out because they couldn't make it over the Grapevine, the mountain range on our highway out here, and they couldn't get over to where we were at. So I mean, that kind of stuff. Fortunately, we have a plethora of comedians in the area that can step up. So the shows, nobody even noticed that the headliner canceled because the shows were still really good. So worst comes to worst, I headline the show, and we've always, for the most part, everybody's on time. I've had one guy tell me that he was going to be until 10 o'clock, and I was like, "Show's over at 10. Like, just don't come."
I won't be there until it's over.
Well, in LA, a lot of these comedy shows will last till like 11 or 12 at night, and he was probably had that in his head, and I was like, this is Fresno Clovis, man. People are locked up in their rooms at 11 o'clock. They're ready for bed for the next day. They're not partying like they do in LA and Vegas and San Francisco.
Damn. All right. So I had another question for you. I like to ask stand-up comedians this or comics. If you had to make a Mount Rushmore, so like, 4 giant heads on a mountain. If you had to make a Mount Rushmore of your 4 favorite stand-up comics, who would it be of all time?
It would be 4 of my heads up on Mount Rushmore. It's just me in different angles.
Jesus.
Yeah, and well, Jesus, he could have a small one underneath me. But
yeah, of course.
But, yeah, and it's not Jesus from the Bible. It's the guy who washes the dishes at my comedy shows. I really like him. I'd have his good old Jesus. But no, let's see, who would I have up there? Stephen Wright.
Okay.
Dave Chappelle for sure.
Okay. Yep, that's a good one.
Andy Kaufman.
Okay.
And oh boy, that's a rough one. Who would be the 4th?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good ones. It's hard.
There's you know what? I'm gonna have to change some of those, because if you're gonna do a Mount Rushmore, they have to have something to do with changing. Not necessarily being the funniest comedian, but having an impact socially for comedy. So I don't know. I would have to put a lot more thought into that. But my favorite comedians would be those 3, and then a guy named J.C. Carias that nobody's ever heard of, and so it looked like a giant homeless man would be on the side of Mount Rushmore.
just some dude with this.
But to me, he's one of the funniest comedians out there that nobody knows. So look J.C. Carias up. Very funny.
Okay. All right. Cool. We'll have to look him up. I want to do something real quick. It's just I hate to hold up here, but I want to go ahead. It looks like we actually have someone else in the Zoom call with us right now. I want to go ahead and introduce that amazing person. To the bottom right of my computer screen, we have the boss, the pimp, the CEO, the senior truth, slightly special himself, Jimmy the Shooter. How are you today, bro?
Good. I think I just heard somebody mention a legend in comedy. Isn't Andy Kaufman from like early like 50s, 60s range?
No, I think 70s and 80s. Andy Kaufman.
Was
right?
it 70s and 80s?
Yeah,
70s?
he would
70s.
70s. Yeah, 60s, 70s.
Yeah, he's the guy that's like does the dancing and all that stuff. Like he's very like out. Like he's an entertainer.
He'd get arrested for his comedy. He would go to jail for performing comedy the way he wanted to. So he spent a little bit of time in jail.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
He died young too. So I looked it up. His years active were 1971 to 1984.
Yeah, he did.
Dang, man, that's crazy. But nah, Murmsy, I guess to get back to your question, man, I'm good, man. I'm pretty good. I just got back from Vegas. Oof. Yeah, that was rough.
Wait, were you there with Chuck?
We were there at the same time, but we did not see each other.
Didn't see each other.
What the fuck? We had a chance for another Great Morning get together picture, and it wasn't taken, huh?
I was at Shaq's party, and he was at what were you doing at the casino?
I was at the casino. I was at the Link, and then I went to Cosmo? The Cosmopolitan? Yeah.
I want to play a game from here on out, though. Can we count how many times Chuck's gonna say he was at Shaq's party?
Yeah.
That's it. That was the last time. That's it.
I highly doubt that's the last time.
Yeah, he'll talk about it. Like if he doesn't break into it again on this episode, he'll talk about it on another episode.
Dude, now it's gonna switch to Kevin Hart was there.
Yeah.
Oh, that Kevin Hart one was interesting. But that was it.
I don't know if you guys partake in drinking or not, but I think so. I've been watching the news lately, and I found something that would be really interesting to create a new drinking game. And I'm not gonna get political here, Murmsy.
I
don't really give a damn about politics.
Sorry, I had to get it out of my system.
Yeah, but I saw the funniest fucking. So, do you guys heard about the cocaine in the White House?
Yes, we have. I have. I think that's been pretty big news.
Biden's having
so, yeah, man, they're having.
No, they were away. They were away. Remember, that's how they're like him and his wife, they were President Biden and First Lady Jill, right? That's her name, Jill, right? They were I don't know where the fuck they were, Uzbekistan or something, but they were they were gone that week when they found the cocaine.
If you guys have not been able to watch the news press hit up the House Speaker or whatever, it is the funniest video you could watch because everyone is just like, hey, so can you tell us about the cocaine? And she's like, well, right now it's over to the hands of the Secret Service. The Secret Service has it for action. Next question. And they're like, yeah. So what is the Secret Service about to do about all this cocaine? Well, that's the Secret Service, and we're gonna pass it on to the Secret Service. And they're like, are we concerned about how cocaine got into the White House? Well, that would be the Secret Service and Secret Service. So if you guys want a drinking game, every time she says Secret Service, and I can't answer this question, it's worse than Power Hour. You guys will be completely.
There's no way it's worse than the Power Hour,
dude. You guys will be completely obliterated, man. She says Secret Service well over 1,000 times.
If it was worse than the Power Hour, Chuck would be so drunk that he'd already be recording the next couple weeks podcasts. Like he would just go into another world where he's actually just so on time for these podcasts that he's like, where's everyone at? And we're like, what are you talking about? We're going to bed. Danny, and he's like, but I'm here for like Donnie's episodes. Like Donnie's not for another 2 weeks. What are you fucking talking about, you drunk bastard? Jesus.
They let me sleep on the floor in my closet.
You know, I thought it was gonna be funny. I thought you were gonna go the route there, Jimmy, when you were like, oh yeah, the Secret Service are looking into it. It's like, well, how exactly are they looking into it? Well, you know, it's funny. They found the cocaine, and then like 6 of them all went into the bathroom together to study it. And then they came back. They came back 15 minutes later, and they were very hyped up. They said like they think they're gonna figure it out, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna. Get
I don't know who's in charge.
And I honestly think it might be the first step in them legalizing it. So they're just working its way, just like marijuana. They're working its way to legalize cocaine. So
I think the next, why not? I think the next leader should do cocaine. Why? I mean, we need to spend energy around here.
You
know? Here's the interesting thing about that. Again, you know, we don't have to talk about politics here, but and I'm not going to name any names. Cocaine. This probably is not the first time or the first administration that has allowed or just happened to be there when cocaine was also in the White House. I'm sure there has been cocaine in the White House many a time in the past 100%. As well.
Bill Clinton was president. Come on.
Yeah, like I wasn't going to name names. I'm sure, you know, and there's Democrats and Republicans that have been in the White House, and I'm sure there has also been cocaine with them both. They all dating that white woman. They all love dating that white woman. She does not leave the White House.
Everybody.
Yeah. I have no problem with that. I think our president should wire it up as much as possible to keep our country going straight. So I think it should be a requirement for all presidents to be snorting some of the good Colombian.
Yeah, pure.
The good
pure Colombian treaties and ties. It's nothing more than a country's alliance, man.
Come on, that's the only way Biden stays awake. He's gotta have it.
See, that's what Adderall. I don't think Biden does cocaine because
there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way. Like because he is again no politics in this. I'm not bringing politics in, but we can all agree. You know, liberals and conservatives, we can all agree that Biden is like 137 years old, right? He's very old man. So I feel like if he did cocaine, like that would probably not be doing well with him. It would not be sitting well with the man. Like he might have a heart attack right away. I couldn't imagine doing cocaine at the age.
This isn't a Democrat or Republican issue. This is a let's get cocaine legalized issue.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're trying to talk about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was simply a sample. Okay. It's a sample for the while. I'm going to name some presidents and let's see, like, what kind of drugs do you think these presidents do?
Oh, is this is this a Jimmy's game?
I like it.
I think it sounds like it's a Jimmy's game. All right, let's hear it. Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, we're gonna play Jimmy's game. I feel like we haven't done this in a while. This is a great Danny, I'm so glad you're here for this because I feel like it's been a while since we did a Jimmy's game. All right, Jimmy. It sounded pretty simple, but explain you're the one who makes the game up, so make some rules for us here.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna wing this shit. So check it out. I'm gonna name 5 presidents, and what
Okay.
we're gonna do is we're going to best match that president with the drug of choice. And there's really no right or wrong answer here. I guess we can get a point for funniness and cleverness, but at the same time, this is just going to spark for great conversation.
Should again, it's your game, so you tell me yes or no. But to make it a little extra difficult for us, should we only allow one drug? So, for instance, right, like if you say President John Adams, I don't think that's the one you're going to name, but say John Adams,
Beer.
and then the three of us have to pick a drug. And we all say, like, if Danny says beer and Chuck says Coke and I say meth, right? Then when the next president comes up, we can't use that same drug for that president.
I would go as far as to say you have 1 minute to convince the other person why that president would take your drug of
Oh, I
choice
like that.
and not the
Okay.
one that they like.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. So first and foremost, we're just gonna go ahead and start off with one. The I-9, the Uno Duno, the Uno Uno, the man that kind of started it all theoretically by history, George Washington.
George Washington.
Murmsy, you're gonna go last since how you're the host. And
Okay.
of course, we're gonna leave it open to the guest to start it off. So it'll go let's see, we'll say because I'm trying to order my screen here. So it's Danny,
Danny and Chuck, and then me.
then Murmsy.
Okay.
G-Dub. Danny, you got the floor.
Let's see. George Washington. I'm saying he's gonna have to go marijuana because he cut down the tree. And man, he's smoking that tree when he cut it down. That had to be marijuana.
Okay.
They call it a cherry tree, but we know what tree it was.
Do you mind if I cut in here real quick? I know it's not my turn, but Jimmy, I have a question. So then after the three of us go, do you then pick who had the best argument for that president? And then we move on to the next president?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to send you 1 ounce of this drug of choice.
Oh, so the winner gets the drug of choice. All right, so I'm going to write down the names of everyone, and then I'll put the point on whoever you get it for. The most you can get, obviously, is 5 because there's 5 presidents. All right, so Danny just went. Chuck, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to go with he did some meth because he had wooden teeth. And everybody who does meth has some fucked up teeth, so he needed them to be replaced, so he had wooden teeth.
Okay. All right.
You just want an ounce of meth?
That's it. He's shooting for it.
You know how much money I could make if I
For the
sold
time.
meth?
All right, so I guess it's my turn. I hate to shit on Chuck's there. I would love to figure out how back in 1776 they found the chemicals to make crystal meth, but sure. I'm gonna go logical on this one, maybe less funny, but I'm gonna say fucking tobacco because he owned tobacco plantations in Mount Vernon. That's what he started as. He had tons of tobacco plantations. So I'm gonna go straight up historical wise. I'm gonna say tobacco. That was his drug of choice.
Tobacco a drug though?
Yeah, well, nicotine is the
nicotine is. Yeah.
So, well, he wasn't. I just figured when I said tobacco went with nicotine. It wasn't like I didn't want to say nicotine. I didn't want the listeners to think George Washington was popping some Zins or something or hitting a vape. Wasn't.
Please do not use the hard R on nicotine. Okay.
Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. No. All right, Jimmy, who won that round for George Washington?
I'm gonna go with Chuck in the wooden.
Yeah, I think Chuck.
That was pretty clever. I forgot that George Washington had a fucking wooden grill.
Right.
Yeah,
historical
poor
accuracy.
Martha had splinters in her pussy, so
yeah.
Damn.
No wonder they didn't have any kids.
I'd really cut my tongue then.
It's like,
All
do you
right.
have crabs? She's like, bitch, I got termites.
That's good.
Oh shit. All right. Okay. Next, we're gonna go with Theodore Roosevelt.
All right.
Oh, I know this one. I'll wait till last.
No, you gotta go first.
You gotta
I gotta go first. It's got to be Molly. it's got to be Molly because this guy came up with the teddy bear. It was designed for him, and he's just sitting there rubbing on that soft little teddy bear. That's where the teddy bear came from, was Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt. So he was just all into the feels, all into grabbing onto that soft fuzzy. So definitely Molly.
Hell yeah! All right.
I didn't know that. What a great.
Yeah, the teddy bear was named after Theodore Roosevelt.
Makes perfect sense.
Teddy Roosevelt.
For Teddy.
The teddy bear.
All right, so we got Molly. All right, Chuck, you're up.
Shit, man, I would have to say maybe he was popping them Zans because his eyes was always squinting real hard. He had them little tiny ass fucking glasses.
All right, popping them. All right, I'm gonna go up because he was. Danny brought up a good point. He was a very, very big nature guy. He invented, but he pretty much set forth that there will be national parks in the U.S. He loved being outdoors. He loved riding horses. He did all that. He's known as an outdoorsy guy. So I'm gonna go fucking shrooms, man, because he was probably fucking out there, found some foraging, eating that shit, getting in touch with nature. He was fucking angry when any of the other Democrats or Republicans of the time were like, we should do this with the land build. He's like, nah, fuck you, man. We're not taking down that forest. I love sitting out here in the forest, popping these shrooms, seeing the leaves turn purple and shit. Motherfucker, fuck you. I'm the president. You're not doing that shit. And you know what? Fuck it. Put my head on that mountain. He had to be on shrooms. He's like, see that mountain? Fucking carve George Washington's head in there. Thomas Jefferson's, Abraham Lincoln. Who should the fourth president be? Fuck it, put me up there, man, because I fucking love being out here. I want people to know forever, because my head's out here, that I love being out here, man. It's fucking awesome being one with nature.
That, and he also looks like the one that looks the most like Mario, so he likes shrooms too.
Yeah.
Damn it, Murms.
Murms took that one.
All right, cool.
That was pretty good.
All right. Okay. We're in the race.
All right.
Number 3.
Ready? Oh, who won?
We're going through 3.
George W. Bush.
So the second Bush, not his father, not HW.
See this.
Yeah.
So George Bush, like during 9/11, George Bush.
9/11.
It'd have to be cocaine. He was so pissed off that somebody dissed his father that he started a whole war just to. He made shit up to start a war to go out and fuck over the guy that fucked with his dad. So that's some cocaine fueled anger right there. That guy was focused. He was ready to go. That's pure out cocaine. I'm gonna defend my daddy.
I want to talk about this. What the hell you mean? Them motherfuckers he was defending his daddy? Wait a minute.
Dude was just a son with else. He was just a son with a chip on his shoulder, like, I could fucking run the country better than you, Dad. In the bathroom.
I thought it was about
snorting lines. That's crazy. All right, Chuck, you got
so many questions. I gotta see what's going on here.
Chuck, it's your turn.
I'm still wondering what the conspiracy is. You know, I like conspiracy. What happened?
I think he's referring to Saddam Hussein.
Oh, so Saddam and Bush's dad was beefing?
Yeah, during the Gulf War when HW was in office. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. That's just, I got it.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Literally a whole war.
I don't know if that's a conspiracy. That's in the history books.
It's history, pretty much.
They didn't get along.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now pick your drug.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, what's the drug?
Yeah, you said cocaine. What's a good one? Let's say he was on ecstasy, man. Just because he had a hard on for war.
Okay.
All right.
And a hard on. All
Murms?
right. Cool. I'm gonna go straight up here, alcohol. Because I know Bush famously beforehand, he had a couple DUIs before he got really into politics when he was younger, going to Yale and stuff. But yeah, kind of how Danny, I hate to steal your thunder here, but kind of how you said it, it was just kind of like a big drinking time, especially after 9/11. Everyone, I don't know if you remember that time, like 2001 to like 2004-ish, everyone was like, Democrats and Republicans were all for like patriotism, like we're fuck those people up, they fucked with us. It just sounds like a bunch of people got together and just started fucking chugging some beers, and they're like, motherfucker, you're gonna see what the red, white, and blue does now, you bitch. And like fucking, that just sounds like a bunch of drunk guys got together during that administration. So I'm gonna go alcohol.
All good choices. This is a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Danny on this. I like the thought of the rebellious son who's just doing cocaine in the White House. Oh, look, that was probably another incident where there was found cocaine in the White House.
Well, absolutely, he was just cocaine.
Right.
Yeah. I almost believe he was caught with cocaine in college.
No, Bush did cocaine. And so you and I were like really historically accurate there. Like he drank and he did coke, and he was the black sheep of the family. Like honestly, it's really weird. It's actually an interesting story, but
why it's got to be a black sheep?
Well, shut up. Yeah, you know the fucking term. He was, everyone was like, oh, look at the other kids. They're becoming lawyers and politicians and stuff. Like Jeb Bush was like actually like the star child. And then there's little George who's like, everybody, it's 2 a.m. Come on, let's get some more beef. Like, he's the party animal. And then he fucking became president of the United States. So, it's weird how things change. Anyway, what is the fourth president? Jay Jimerson.
Bush is the only real motherfucking person that was a president.
Maybe.
Because he done did weed. He had DUI. He sniffed cocaine.
I think he had like 3 DUIs, actually. I think he had like more than 1 DUI.
God damn. He got kicked out of the military. I think I would vote for him again. He's ready.
This is going to be tough. There's so many interesting presidents out there that we could just make fun of. All right, let's go with Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. All right.
It's fucked up.
Danny's up.
Barack Obama. I want to say weed, but he was real chill when people were attacking him. And he had to put up with so many people from both sides. Both parties were after him, not because of his political views, because of his skin color. And I just feel like the best way to deal with that is to just stay high all the time. And he was a baller. He was already smoking cigarettes. I know Christian's going to go cigarettes. That's why I'm not going to go cigarettes with the nicotine, because he likes to stay historically accurate. But I believe, like, with everybody coming after him and having to do a decent job, that guy was smoking trees.
All right.
Getting high every day with Snoop Dogg. He was really good friends with Snoop Dogg, so that makes sense. All right, Chuck?
I'm going to say that because he was so cool, calm and collected, but he always stayed focused, he was popping them goddamn Zoloft pills.
Zoloft. It's crazy that Zoloft's a drug, huh?
Hell yeah. He was cool, but he always stayed focused.
Oh, so you're actually going with like a drug, like not an illegal drug, technically. Yeah, you're going full like doctor prescribed drug. All right, that's smart, Chuck. Smart choice. I'm gonna go fucking hardcore with this one. I'm gonna say heroin. And I will tell you why heroin. Barack Obama did a lot for I guess the term would be underprivileged Americans, who a lot of them were, rather, either living in squalor or, homeless, and a lot of them were addicted to heroin. So it was kind of like Barack's like, yeah, we should help them out. And everyone's like, yeah, we've kind of already been helping them out a little bit. Like, what do you want to do? Just like, like if they got to go to the rehab place, just give them, because they can't just wean themselves off of it. That's or like just stop cold turkey, because that's dangerous. So we got to wean them off of it. So give them a little bit of heroin. We'll have just a little bit of heroin available that they can take. It's like, okay, where do we get this heroin? Oh, well, I don't know, but like, let me know when you got some, because it's just nice to know that there's just a little bit of heroin available everywhere now. So, just to help them wean off. I don't want any of it, but I'd like to see it. Like, I think that's what happened. I'm going to go straight the hard H, man, the big one, the big daddy of drugs.
I like how Christian argues with himself.
Yeah, I have to.
Trying to convince himself that this is the right way to go with it. So he's the counterpoint with himself.
I'm literally like just doing.
He's waiting for us to argue with him, and when we're not poking in, he's like, "Oh wait, what about this though?"
I just make it between two people. Yeah, no, I do that. Yeah.
The whole debate. All right. This is tough. I'm gonna say Danny because I see that making sense.
Oh, now you're going the sense route. But when I said tobacco for George Washington, that was not good enough. All right.
It just didn't make as good sense to me.
Let me get my
Like,
point.
yeah,
Let me
tobacco's
get my
kind of
point.
Danny is in the lead, by the way. So we're on our final, well, possibly our final president. There might have to be a tiebreaker.
yeah.
All right. So Jimmy, who is our possibly final president?
All right. I'm gonna say Abraham Lincoln.
Oh.
Let's see. Abraham Lincoln. I would have gone cocaine because he took a shot in the head, but I'm gonna go. The guy had a lot going on. I'm gonna have to say to get through all he had to get through, some Prozac is his drug of choice. That was a lot going on. Or no, you know what? I know he scored at least 4 times because he scored at least 7 years ago.
That's what he was talking about. That's what he was talking about in that speech.
He was talking about scoring 4
He
times.
scored. He's telling the American people I scored some drugs.
Different drugs.
They thought it was this amazing, famous speech during the middle of like one of America's most destructive conflicts, and he's just straight up talking about getting 4 bags.
He was like, I just scored 4 times, man. So he was on 4 different drugs, is what I'm going to say. So
that's so funny. The American people are like, wow, what an incredible speech. And he's just like, dude, my drug dealer fucking hooked us up. It was 1 a.m. I didn't think he was going to pull up, but he showed up, man.
After he took the 4th drug, he was like, you know what? We're going to free the slaves.
Yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. That's great.
And drugs, now we have everybody free in our country. Unless, of course, you're black. Then you're still being held down.
Yeah. You're just not considered as, oh shit, Jimmy dipped. Oh shit.
Still held down.
Jimmy left. Oh wait, no, here he comes.
Oh,
back.
Yeah.
Oh God, you scared us there, Jimmy.
I got booted. Booted.
Did I boot you out? How'd you get booted?
So I'm going to say multiple drugs. Jack, you're
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that means any drug I say, because you said multiple drugs, just slides it into the slot.
Yeah, we all win on this one.
All right, Chuck, your turn.
I'm going to say he took fucking Viagra.
Oh, okay. Why do you say that?
Because he used to like to wrestle and fuck.
He was a fighter.
Is it historically known that he liked to fuck? Is that written somewhere?
No, because he's a man, but he liked to wrestle. But we're gonna say with the Viagra, he would wrestle also with the hard on.
Taking a little weird over here, but
I love wrestling with a hard on. All right, fantastic.
I do not.
All right, yeah. No,
what better
way?
Can you
what better way to establish dominance?
Yeah, you walk out onto that fucking court with a hard on. That dude's gonna be like, fuck. Don't let him get behind me.
You walk into any boxing match or fight and you got a hard on, someone's gonna be like, this motherfucker needs to lead America.
Yeah, that guy.
I always put a boxing glove on my hard on when I get
there.
To the
You
ring.
go. Oh yeah, there you fucking go. All right, cool. Well, they went. Well, listen, I those were both very, very good. So I'm gonna get a little scientific possibly with it. I'm gonna say his drug of choice was caffeine. He liked caffeine, and that's because he drank it at a young age, and it really fucked with his growth patterns. You shouldn't be having caffeine that young, and that's why he was goddamn 8'7" or however fucking tall he was, and all fucking jagged up and all long armed and shit. I would say it's because he was just taking too much caffeine at a young age, like that caffeine, like that coffee.
Wait, caffeine is the reason? Is how he grew? I should have been fucking drinking coffee.
Yeah,
well, again, this is a game, so I'm not saying that this is historically accurate, but
wouldn't it be crazy if John Wilkes Booth was the drug dealer that he didn't pay him for the 4 scores?
Hey, no, stop making yours more funny. You already did it funny. You don't get to come back in and try to steal my thunder. No, stop trying to make yours funnier. No,
that shit would be hilarious.
You wait until Jimmy scores. Jimmy, do not take what he just said into account. Pretend you didn't hear that.
Where's my money, man?
Yeah.
I will kill you in the theater, man.
That's why we all go in the history books. Yeah, no, he was just a Southern sympathizer. No, man, that was his fucking boy, man. He didn't pull up. He didn't come with the money, man. He said pay him back by Tuesday. He's like, man, you said Tuesday. I show up and you're at this fancy schmancy opera. You got money to pay for box seats at this opera, but you don't have money to pay me back. Bang. Yeah,
you're 3 cents behind, man. You're 3 cents behind. Well, have you looked at the back of a penny, bitch?
3 cents. What do I look like, a millionaire?
Shit, you sound like
God damn.
I'll tell you that.
All right, Jimmy, who got it?
I'm gonna make this interesting. So,
oh boy.
As funny as Danny's was, his original drug that he chose was what? What was it?
Prozac?
Prozac.
Was it? Danny, did you say Prozac originally?
At first, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Six Semper Tyrannis.
We can't. I don't want to blanket with them. As funny as that shit was, can't blanket with multiple drugs. It would have been if he would have said a Jeffrey with a drug that, like a drug cocktail. I would have qualified that and counted it. So now I'm stuck between caffeine and Viagra.
Wait, what the fuck is a Jeffrey?
It's like a mix of a bunch of drugs.
I'm just that
It's
innocent.
something you got to do at a
innocent
kitty party.
That I don't know what's going on. When I retire out of the Navy, I'm just gonna fucking be high.
It's like stuff you'd find in like a punch bowl at like if you went to like the Weeknd's house, like if he was throwing a party. I feel like that would be there.
I'm gonna try some shit.
All right.
But I'm only getting stuff from white people because white people don't do fentanyl.
All right, I think I got my answer because I'm playing them both.
Okay.
Chuck, you got this one.
Damn. God. Fuck you guys. So now I'm out of the race. So this is what's happening because they both have 2. Jimmy, you gotta give him a tiebreaker. I'm out. I only had 1 point. They both have 2 points. So you gotta give him one more president.
Oof. Who should I choose for the tiebreaker? You know what? Maybe we're just gonna have to go ahead and keep it interesting here. I'm gonna say
I hope so.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, I thought it would end with that. Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, I'm out, so I'm not saying anything. So, Danny, you're up.
Oh man, there's what would Trump be on his
He's pretty rich.
I'm gonna have to say acid. I feel like he did so much acid that we see him on acid. His skin isn't even orange. It's just our perception of what he looks like.
We're having like secondhand
tripping on the same acid he's tripping on, and the things he would say. I mean, this stuff. The stuff that was rolling out of his mouth. He wasn't in control of what he was saying. He was just tripping on acid, and people were like, "Oh, I love everything he's saying." That guy's tripping on acid constantly. I would. The only problem is he's such a big boy, but I'm gonna go acid. That guy was an acid trip for the 4 years he was in there.
All right,
and he is the epitome of an acid trip.
Hell yeah! All right, Chuck, you're up.
I haven't used marijuana yet, so I'm gonna have to say he was smoking weed. And the only reason why I say that is because he once invited like one of these sports teams to the White House, and all he had to offer them to eat was McDonald's.
That's true. We talked about that a couple episodes ago.
That's some high ass fucking shit, right?
He's just like, hey guys, like, there's like 100 Big Macs in the other room. We can just eat them. We can just eat the Big Macs, man. It'll be fucking cool, man. There's some French fries. We can eat them.
Fucking White House, okay? It's the fucking White House.
Mr. President, why are you giggling to yourself? I don't know. It's just there's a room full of Big Macs. I was like joking, and they fucking got him. It's so funny. He's just like
he got Grimace at the fucking table handing them out.
Yeah, he's got a guy dressed as Grimace hanging it. Look, there's a fucking purple guy in the other room giving me cheeseburgers. It's fucking crazy.
I love you guys. I love basketball. Basketball is one of the greatest sports of all time, guys. Truly appreciate it. This is some weed, man. This is some good weed, man. But hey, you guys want fucking McDonald's? I'd get us like 100 cheeseburgers right now, man. Don't fucking test me. I'm the president.
Getting
Hell
them all
yeah.
hyped up. Come on, guys, let's storm the Capitol. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
They're all hyped. They're full off McDonald's.
Yeah. We're all properly fed before we head over there. All right.
Yeah. It's because they had so many goddamn reward points. They got the free goddamn Big Macs.
All right, Jimmy, who is I'm not going. I lost already. Who is the winner of this episode's Jimmy's game?
All right. Through unanimous decision, the winner of the drugged presidents is Danny with acid. I'm gonna have to say acid.
Oh, all
It's
right.
the fucking orange skin. That's what it was. Damn, I knew
It was the orange skin, and then I could definitely see him being like, you know what, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're just seeing through bullshit, because acid lets you see the real world. So
Hell yeah. Love to hear it. Wow. Good job, Danny. You won this episode's Jimmy's game. And as a reward, we will be sending you in the coming weeks a giant bag of ketamine. So have fun with that. And tell all your friends if they wonder, where'd you get all that ketamine? From Great Morning the Podcast. The wonderful people at Great Morning the Podcast. They hand them out to you every game you win.
Just a side bag of shrooms.
Only an ounce.
Only an ounce. It was a big ass bag of ketamine. All right, fantastic. Hey, listen, we're actually getting close to time, so I hate to just straight up segue from one segment to another segment, but we're going to segue from this segment to another segment. All right, you ready? We're ready for this segue. Are you ready? Do you think it's time, Jimmy?
I think it's time.
Chuck, do you think it's time?
I think it's motherfucking time.
I also think it is time that we do one of our favorite segments we like to do here at Great Morning, and that is, of course, the word of the day. Word of the day. Oh, okay. So, Danny, how the word of the day works is, don't worry, I'm going to explain it to you. Can you see Jimmy's screen, the Jay Jimerson guy's screen?
Uh-huh.
Do you see that big old book he's got there? You see that giant thing?
Yep.
Yeah, so that is the big old dick. We like to call it the big old dick. It's an old Webster's dictionary that's been Jimmy's family for thousands and thousands of years. And so how the word of the day works is he opens that big old dick up to a random page. He puts his finger down on that page. He lifts his finger up, and whatever his finger landed on will be our word of the day. Then our guest has to use that word in a sentence. And at the end of the season, so around November, December, we rate all of this season's guests' sentences on how funny they were, how creative they were, and of course, if they use the word correctly. And then there's a top 10 list. And if you make it to number one, you actually do get a prize for that. It's not a bag of ketamine, but there is a prize for being number one on the top 10 list. So do you understand the rules of the word of the day? How you have to use it in a sentence?
Partially. So I have to use the word in a sentence.
Yes. Any sentence you'd like, just as long as you use the word. All right. And Jimmy, take it away whenever you're ready.
You guys ready?
Go for the.
Yeah, I know. We were just talking about that last episode. Side note, while Jimmy is finding a page too, because that's an old dictionary. So if the word is very archaic and it has an archaic definition, I look up the modern day definition on my end as well. And Jimmy is also going to spell the word for us.
Is that hieroglyphics on that page?
Yeah, no, it's just, that's how old it is. It's just in Egyptian.
All right, not looking. Psych. Not looking. Bam. Here we go. Rainbow cactus.
The fuck, man?
Rainbow cactus.
It says here, rainbow cactus, a stout cylindrical cactus of the southwestern United States and adjacent Mexico, with spine partly red and partly white, showy red flowers, and edible red fruit. Rainbow cactus. Oh my God, right under it is rainbow chaser.
That would have been funny. Rainbow cactus, yes. So that's pretty much the definition I have on my end too. It doesn't need a modern day definition. It's pretty much this. I don't know if anyone can see my screen. It's these flowers that pop up on a cactus there. So yeah, rainbow cactus. Danny, that is your word.
Okay. Well, since I came across in the desert a cactus, but this month for Pride, it was a rainbow cactus.
Ah, I see. So yeah, it just depends on the month that you're there.
Yeah, well, since this is Pride Month, now all the cactuses are going to be banned by the rednecks, who are also banning the Bud Light can. So
Yes.
nature
Yes,
is being banned by all the rednecks.
Okay. All right. So cool. All right. That was our sentence. Fantastic. Love to hear it. Well, listen, I know that's always a kind well, sometimes a quick segment. But we're actually at time. So I figured since, we talked about the game for a while, and Danny, we'd love to have you back again in the future to talk about the stand-up, of course. But is there anything anyone wants to ask Danny before we do the last minute plugs? Any last questions for this man right now? Chuck, Jimmy.
Oh shit. Yeah, man. I want to go invite me to the wedding.
Sure, yeah. I just broke up with my fiance at 10 years. Met a little girl at one of my comedy shows, little 21-year-old, and we're heading to Vegas next month, getting married. So
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Well, fuck.
yeah, I met him the other day, and he was all like, when he met me, he was like, he better not be my age. And I was like, bitch, I'm 8 years older than you. So
Of her dad?
yeah, I'm 8 years older than her dad.
Wow.
Oh, this is gonna be a great.
Yeah, my oldest boy is 35, so she's like 13 years younger than him. So 14 years.
There you fucking go.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I always say, the older guys are doing it right. They're correcting it.
They got their shit together.
Yeah.
Well,
Shit together.
You know what? I am just that funny. It's
There you go. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That funny. You got the 21-year-old girl.
Congratulations on that.
oh, thank you. It's a lot of fun.
I know. I was we were 21 once.
Oh, yes, we were.
Yeah, and I would have been attracted to you then.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, fuck. On that note, thank you, Danny, so much for coming on. But don't worry, we will give you time here to do your last minute plugs. Last but not least, of course. But starting with Jimmy, my friend, do you have any last minute plugs for listeners?
Oh man, Danny, thank you so much for coming on, man, and blessing the podcast with your humor. It was a very enjoyable episode for sure. I guess I just like to plug in, man, that rainbow cactus. I don't know if you guys have eaten that, but you want to get fucking high. You find yourself a goddamn rainbow cactus. Shout out to the Native Americans for peyote, and shout out to whoever made the original grill for George W. Bush. That man literally led a vision that would go from wood to diamonds. So love it.
Hell yeah. Love to hear it. Thank you for those last minute plugs, man. And Chuck, my friend, do you have any last minute plugs for listeners?
Hey, like always, the followers here, following Topaz Kid on Instagram, keeping up with the memes and stuff that are getting shared. But other than that, man, hey, share the podcast, keep telling your friends about it, grow the podcast. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. And then, of course, my last minute plugs before we get into our honored special guest are, of course, you can follow Great Morning _ the podcast on Instagram. That is our Instagram podcast page where you'll find out all that new information about like new guests, specials, all that coming out. You can follow Trip Got Jimmy, that is TryPGODJIMI on Instagram. You can follow Topazkin. You can follow Slightly Special with 2 L's at the end. You can follow You Love Steph. You can follow many of our other friends that have been on the podcast as well. You can shop for your merchandise at shopgreatmorning.com. Again, that is shopgreatmorning.com. And on whatever podcast app you listen to us on, give us that 5-star rating or that thumbs up or whatever, the rating is, and leave us a comment. Remember to do that too. We always appreciate it. And, I hope everyone's enjoying the summer right now. We got this huge summer block, we're in July as of right now. I hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July. But yeah, that's it from me. Danny, it was an honor having you on, my friend. Thank you for taking the time. We love seeing you, and we hope to have you back soon. But please, if you have any last minute plugs right now, where people can follow you, where they can find pictures of you, where they can, visit your, conspiracy websites, whatever, name them here. Do it right now.
So come see me every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at Old Town Close to Chico's. Also August, I think it's either 13th or 23rd. I know it's one of those days. I'll be at the Hollywood Improv, so come see me out there. Also, you can hit me up if you want to find out anything about me. My name is right there, Danny Minch. You put me in Google, I'm the first thing that comes up. It's won me a lot of drinks and got me laid several times at bars playing that game on my phone. So if you want to find me, Danny Minch, just put it in Google. I come up, or DannyMinch.net is my website. I also am starting a podcast soon called Danny Minch is the only comedian that doesn't have a podcast. So that'll be coming up in the near not happening future. Yeah, come see me. Come play with my nether regions. I really enjoy that. And I will say funny things out of my food hole into a microphone anywhere near you that you want to bring me out to. So I am available, and I am a comedic whore. So you pay me, I will come and do things with my mouth into a microphone.
There you go. Fucking love to hear it. That's a great way to describe yourself. All right. Well, Danny, thank you again for coming on. And thank you all for being here. And of course, that was our episode. Great morning.
Loved it.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.
Great morning.